What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Rants With Rage. I'm your host, Hugh, and today we're going to be talking about Anthem and can it make a comeback. Before we get into that, I want everybody to know that I stream over at twitch.tv/HughRageous. I stream Sunday through Friday, starting around 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you would like to come hang out and discuss any of these topics that I go over, or any topics that you have in general, come over to the Twitch channel, hang out, and we could do so. But let's get into it. So can Anthem make a comeback? I don't know, man. The launch of this game was bad. Like, I really enjoyed the game whenever it came out, like playing through it, I guess the first time. Most of the story was cool. It just got to a point where you kind of hit a artificial roadblock, and that's where it turned a lot of people off. But even me, I still tried to have faith in it. Even after that, I wanted to believe that this game was good, because I like a lot of people had high hopes for this game, and it let me down, man. I can't lie. It was cool at first because you had like the strongholds and you had the free play and you had all these difficulties and you're like, man, this is cool. The strongholds just kind of got boring because there was only like 3 of them at the time. I think they added another one in later. Free play, you can only fly around doing the world events so much before it just kind of gets boring. The drops were absolutely atrocious in the beginning. Like, you would never get what you needed, really. I honestly didn't even get a legendary, like, I don't think, until the last time I played, like, trying out, like, the newest stronghold. It was ridiculous. Fast forward, they kept on putting off the Cataclysm event, and everybody thought this might save the game. They kept on putting it off. They finally put it out a few months ago. A lot of people that were big people at BioWare working on the game left. So I think they actually moved some people to, I think, the new Dragon Age, I believe. So everybody just kind of thought Anthem was done for, man. Everybody thought Anthem was just going to die off, or either put content at such a slow rate that it wouldn't really mean anything, you know? But Jason Schreier, the same person who put out the article about how Anthem was rushed out, he went and talked to them. Supposedly they're working on even though there aren't really any details, they're working on for anybody who plays Destiny, a Taken King type expansion, but they don't even really know what form it's going to take. I don't know if it's going to be like DLC, like just a free update, or it's going to be paid. There was even talk about a new game, but I think that would be a very bad decision, because you have no leverage over a new game because of the way this one turned out. In my personal opinion, I think that would be a very, very unsmart decision to put out a new Anthem game. That would just be bad, man. But they're supposed to be overhauling a bunch of stuff and putting out this new thing, which I think is good, because I had high hopes for this game, like I stated before, and I want it to get better, because I like the game. I love the gameplay in this game. Like the flying, to me, is like top notch. I love the way it looks, the way the skills look, particle effects, all of that stuff. It's in a really good looking game. A lot of the stuff has to do with just lack of content and behind the scenes stuff, to me. But before we get into that, they did put out a new Icetide thing. It's gonna kind of tie into this. I want to go over it real quick. So Icetide, it has some seasonal themed strongholds, which what I'd figure they are probably like the 4 strongholds that are in the game, just maybe Christmas themed. They have a new world event, so that means like a kind of like a public event in Destiny for people who didn't play the game, but it's like an event that happens on the world. You complete it and then you get gear from it. More powerful drops in Grandmaster 3. Tomb of Legionnaires offering, where you can offer currency to the tombs to get certain things. I believe they added in 4 new decals and then a armor set for each javelin, so 4 armor sets. This is the thing, right? So this game came out in February, and they've only had like 2 updates for it, I believe, since it came out. We're going into January, so this game has almost been out a year now, and it has seen no big drastic improvement that it needs. It was described as a games as a service game, like, you know, Destiny, The Division, and it just hasn't delivered on that. And that's the main thing I think they need to look to moving forward, is how can we make this a games as a service? We need to be able to put content out in a much faster manner, because even in games like Destiny, the community eats through that content, man. And I even get burnt out on, like, Destiny is one of my favorite games, and I get burnt out on it quite a bit whenever big expansions are around. So I think that's one thing that they need to focus on. A few problems I think that it had was definitely gun balancing. I felt the guns were a lot weaker than the skills were, to the point where most of the time I wouldn't even use my guns in that game. I feel that they have no uniqueness. They all feel kind of bland, and I think they should really work on making some more unique weapons to use and make them stand out from, like, just getting the same guns over and over, just at a higher rarity. I would really like to see that. Definitely would like to see more strongholds. I think strongholds were the big point of this game. The ones that they had were really good in my opinion, but the gear drop rate, well, the item drop rate in general was horrible, which made them kind of sucky to do in the beginning, like back when I used to play, but I hear that's a lot better now. But I definitely think that they need more of them, because between the free play and the strongholds, this is really all you have for an end game. So you definitely need more of them, and I believe they do need to come up with some kind of raid in the game, because I feel like if this game ever wants to compete with something, which I don't even know if they would even want to anymore, but if it ever wanted to compete with something like Destiny, they would definitely need some kind of in-game raid content. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's kind of my thoughts on what they need to fix, though. They just need to work on more of the games of service model. If they can figure a way to put more strongholds in, more events, more world events, even like raids and just new weapons, armors in general, I think this game could very much flourish, because Destiny wasn't in the best place when Taken King came out, but I feel like Destiny was putting more effort into getting the game to the point where Taken King came out. I don't feel like Anthem has did that. So the thing is, can it make a comeback? I don't know, because it feels like it's been so long since they've actually put the time into doing it, that it would have to come pretty soon for me to even like want to really care about it. Like, cause like all my friends that played this game in the beginning, would I be able to talk them into coming back to Anthem, you know, a year and a half, maybe even more later? I don't know. That sounds kind of difficult, man. See, me, I'm like, you know, I love video games and I like to, I like a select few, and whenever something, an update or something comes out for it, I'll play it. But, you know, people that may not be into that kind of stuff as much, it'd be kind of harder to talk them into coming back after, you know, getting burned like they did in the beginning. But but can it make a comeback? It all depends on what they do and when they do it. I think this update would have to happen pretty soon, and it had to be pretty big to get a lot of people to come back. But we'll see, I guess, what lies ahead for Anthem. But this has been another episode of Rants with Rage. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day to watch or listen to this. And make sure to like and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace. Damn it!